All right, guys, so this is my review of the Full Metal Energy stitched playmats. So as you'll see, this one here is the Rayquaza Star. They have a lot of cool designs I'll show here in a bit on their website. They have some custom designs and they're really cool. Obviously, this one is based on the Rayquaza Star. They have a lot of Pokemon ones. They're kind of Pokemon centered, and they kind of take Pokemon arts and make them like full art playmats. They look really cool. I was really excited to get this one in. At the time, there was not a high rendered art of Rayquaza Star when I ordered this, although ironically, the week after I ordered this, Pokemon released the full art as part of some artist thing, but that's neither here nor there. This playmat is super nice. I guess before I start out, I want to talk about the stitching on the playmat. It's not bad. There's a couple issues here and there. As you can see, there's stuff coming up. I think that's probably a problem on most stitched playmats. It looks really good. Something that you may not even notice just because it's so dark here is that there is a signature of the artist. This is not the actual art from the Pokemon card. They hired an artist to redraw it so that they could get a higher quality image. So their signature is in the bottom over here. It's very small. Obviously, I want to give artists credit, but I hate when it's like a huge like white lettering at the top that's like very obvious. This one kind of blends into the corner, so it's super nice. The problem that I have though with stitched playmats, and it's not really that big of a deal in Pokemon, because in Pokemon, other than your prizes, everything is face up. I am a habitual nail biter. I'm sure you guys have seen some of it in some of my videos. I'm sure some of you guys hate it, like my wife does. So for me, I don't ever have nails. And so the problem with that on a stitch playmat is, you know, when you're on a normal playmat and you're here, you can kind of slide it off the edge, right? Let me go ahead and scoot this over so you can see. I can just kind of slide it off and pull it up, and it's not a huge problem. The problem with stitch playmats, at least for me, and that's why this has become more art than anything else, is that for me, if I can't grab the card, I can't really slide it to the edge either, because a lot of times it just gets, and I'll try to do it here too, it's worse on the bottom edge, it kind of just gets stuck on the stitching. And so every time I do that, like, it comes off. Don't get me wrong, you're seeing that it's coming off. However, on the bottom, you know, can't imagine it's that bad, but if I do it on the top, you know, you're setting spells and traps, right? And you're going to, I need to see what these are, and as Yu-Gi-Oh players, we set 2 cards and we are looking at them every 5 seconds trying to remember what they are, right? I'm constantly dragging the top of the sleeve off onto the stitching, and I feel like I'm just like slowly destroying my sleeve. So ironically, this playmat has become more art for me. That may be a small use case. Before I go to the back of the playmat, which is really my only issue with this playmat, you know, playmat review, it's going to be pretty short, right? So here it is in comparison to the size of a standard playmat. This is a Pokemon playmat. As you can see, it is standard playmat size, except for the stitching extends a small amount on the outside. So this is going to be like, you know, just the stitching width bigger than a normal playmat, so not anything weird. I know a lot of times you see on Etsy, or you see a lot of these places that sell like custom playmats, and they're like weird desk sizes for, you know, people who play Fortnite for a living or whatever, right? The only real downside of to have this playmat, and the only main reason, first of all, I wanted to shout them out because their designs are awesome. And if you're normal like me and have nails that you can lift your cards up off of it easily without having to do that, good for you. However, the only other downside that I have, and the other reason why this ends up being art more than anything else, if I flip it over, and I don't know how well this is going to show on camera. So first off, there are these weird lines, and I guess these were created like as it was printed. That's not really the problem, and again, I don't know how well it's going to come up on camera. Maybe you can see these here. There's a lot of like weird little bumps, and if I slide a card across it, maybe you'll see it. There are a lot of weird little bumps, and they're all over the back of the playmat. This side, not as bad, but when you get to this side, it's these weird little bumps, and so when you first of all, when you roll up the playmat, you feel it. There's a ton of little bumps. I don't know whether this is something that standard happens, or I just got, you know, a messed up playmat. I ordered it not like it was the last one or whatever. But so it feels really weird. It feels really uneven when you're rolling it up. It feels kind of low quality almost. But on top of that, when you do have the playmat right side up and you put it down, you can kind of feel, and this is, you know, really nitpicky here, I will say, you can kind of feel where the bumps are. Like right now I'm on top of another playmat, so I'm not gonna feel it here. But if you're on top of a hard table, like especially a flat table, you know, a lot of card shops use the like textured ones, and that one you might get away with a little bit. But especially a flat table like I have under this playmat, you can feel the playmat start to bubble slightly where those bumps are. And so, like I said, for me, it was almost worth the 30 bucks or whatever to get this as art. But as an actual playmat, like if you like the design, great. If they're the only place that has your design, and they may be, check out their website. They have some really cool designs. I would be a little weary ordering from them just because of that bubbling issue, and hopefully maybe the light will show it up here, but. All right, guys, so that was my review of the Full Metal Energy Playmats. I'll have a link in the description if you guys want to pick one up. Just hopefully you guys don't get that weird issue I do.